I founded Schumacher College in 1991 because I was faced with the problem that we are creating the generation of young people who are going to be the future leaders with the same old mindset, same old paradigm. Economic growth, economic growth, economic growth, more jobs, more consumerism, and they will all create climate change and global warming. When you go to university, the teachers look at you and they think that you have no body, you have no hands, no heart, and only half brain. Because we have two hemispheres of the brain, the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. The left hemisphere is rational, administrative, managerial. The right hemisphere is relational. So our universities don't teach anything relational, anything to do with art, intuition, culture, poetry, making, craftsmanship, artisan, nothing. Only administration, management and rationality. So I wanted to create a new kind of education where we can create a new generation of people who are holistically educated. Left brain, right brain, heart, hands, you can be maker and not pollute. Economy of nature, learn from nature. Nature is our teacher. At Schumacher College, nature is as much our teacher as the human teachers. So this is the reason that we created Schumacher College. Unless we change education, we are going to perpetuate this old paradigm, old system of destruction, exploitation, and discrimination, subjugation continues. The education at Schumacher College is shifting from me to we, us. We are together. So let's work together and do things which are good for the whole community, whole humanity. I cannot exist without you. I have no problem with those people who disagree with me. We all have our opinions, we have our own views, we have our own truth. So having diversity of opinions, diversity of views, diversity of thoughts is a good thing. If you disagree with me, it's up to you. But my suggestion is that without nature, there is no economy. Economy depends on ecology. Economy depends on relationships. What we have at the moment is not economy. It's a money-nomy. Management of money. So before you manage your home, you have to know your home. If you don't know your home, you can't manage your home. So all the economists, without being ecologists, are making a mess of the world. They are destroying the world. They are causing climate change through their economy. They are creating pollution of air and water through their economy. They are creating oceans polluted with plastic because of economy. Our rivers are polluted. The river in Sao Paulo is polluted because of economy. So economy without ecology is dangerous. So you have two kinds of economic system, I would say. One is extractive economic system and the other is regenerative economic system. So regenerative economic system is economic system of nature. The economy of nature is regenerative. You plant one seed in the soil. That one seed becomes a tree. And that tree has branches and leaves and blossoms and 1,000 mangoes. And each mango has a seed. You eat the pulp, you eat the sweet, fragrant, delicious mango pulp, but there's a seed inside and then plant it again. So from one seed, you get 1,000 mangoes and those 1,000 mangoes have 1,000 seeds. That's a regenerative. But our economic system is extractive. You extract from nature, mining, petroleum, metal, iron, whatever, gold, silver, food, wood, everything you take. And you don't regenerate. You use it for consumer goods and throw it away. And you create global warming, you create pollution, you create waste. The fundamental crisis of our time is crisis of aesthetics. We have lost a sense of beauty. We have lost a sense of proportion. We have lost a sense of balance. We have lost a sense of harmony. We are only seeking one God, and that's money. Money has become the God. We are living under the dictatorship of finance. So what I'm saying is that bring back beauty, bring back aesthetics, bring back elegance. Make your home beautiful, make your office beautiful, make your food beautiful. Beauty and aesthetics and elegance and a simple living. People say that money will make me happy. I'll be happy if I have more money. I say, this is your mistaken view. There are lots of people with money and they are not happy, I know. Even prince and princess, kings and queens are very rich, and billionaires, corporate leaders who have billions of dollars and pounds and reals and euros, and they are not happy. So what will make you happy is elegance. So live elegant, beautiful, simple, joyful life. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Why do you need 20 shirts and 20 pairs of shoes and 3 houses and 3 cars and a computer in every room and a television in every room? The resources, that's a waste of resources. So have few things but have elegant, beautiful, joyful, look good to look at, good to feel, and you feel, wow, this is a work of art. Everything we make should be work of art. I can only say I want a future based on love. And if you have a love and a beauty and a gratitude, then art, culture, music, friendliness, family, good food, good agriculture, good communities, everything can come. So for me, love comes first, then democracy. Because without love, democracy is not necessarily a guarantee for good government. You can have Bolsonaro as democratically elected. You have Hitler was democratically elected. So democracy is no guarantee for good government without love. So love first, then democracy. Same with science. Science is not a guarantee for goodness and progress. Science can produce nuclear weapons. We started our conversation about atomic bombs. Yeah. Atomic bomb is a consequence of science. So science is not good without love. So love first, then science. Even truth. Truth is not good enough. Your truth, my truth can be different. And you can say, I'm right, you are wrong. I can say, I'm right, you are wrong. We can fight, we can kill each other in the name of truth, in the name of religion. So I want activists to act out of love and not out of anger. But I feel that Brazil is a wonderful country. You have so many wonderful people, so much land, such good nature, the forest, the mountains, the Amazon, the river. I mean, you have everything. Brazil is a kind of paradise on earth if you make it. But I think every home in Brazil should have a garden. No one should be deprived of some connection with land. So one thing I want to say, every home, every school, every college, every office must have an office, must have a garden. Then you are connected with the land, connected with nature. And then you can learn from nature to create a cyclical, regenerative economy so that every child in Brazil has food and a good life, elegant simplicity. Brazil has 3 times more land than India and 1/5 of population. Yeah. If Brazil cannot feed its own people, and if there are people in Brazil hungry and homeless and in the street, there is something wrong with the system. Black people and indigenous people have been much closer to land. Even at the time of slavery, they were working on the land. They were more connected with nature. But the white societies in the last 300 or 400 years have created this industrial paradigm. An industrial paradigm is moving away from land, congesting and a kind of sort of crowding in cities and in factories and in offices and so on. So I think we black people and indigenous people who are connected with the land need to kind of celebrate our connection with the land. We need to feel joyful and blessed and happy that we are connected with land and we are not part of this industrial juggernaut, industrial kind of machine. And so, and then we can set a good example for the white people. And they can see that we are happy growing food, planting trees, kayaking in the river, swimming in the sea, and we are happy. We don't want all this kind of big high-rise buildings and air-conditioned offices and big. We don't want them. We want to be close to nature. So we can set that good example of our connection with nature and celebrate nature and have a good black people, indigenous people, can have and should have good life, elegant, simple, happy, comfortable life, but without waste and without pollution. If we can set good example for the white people, they can learn from indigenous cultures, because indigenous cultures have a tremendous lessons to teach to our white people. So they need to learn how to live in harmony with nature. I met Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
It was a great pleasure, an honor to meet him. And he said to me that hatred can kill. Hatred harms. Only love heals. And so forgiveness is not only for those who have exploited you, forgiveness is for yourself. If you don't forgive, you are carrying the burden of revenge, burden of anger, burden of fear, burden of anxiety. You say, you are suffering. I, black man, suffering. I, a victim of colonialism of Britain and imperialism of Britain, suffering because I feel revenge, I feel anger, I don't forgive them. So I'm saying forgive. But I'm not saying only forgive, also transform, heal. So I want people in Gaza, Hamas and Israelis to sit down together and have a cup of tea together. Israelis have killed 30,000 Palestinians. What have they achieved? What have they achieved? And Palestinians killed 1,200 Israelis before that. What did they achieve? Israelis have been exploiting and keeping the Palestinians in refugee camps for the last 70 or more years. What have they achieved? If they forgave, and if they sat down together, had a cup of tea together and say, how can we live as neighbors? What can I do for you? What can you do for me? That was Martin Luther King's way. Yeah. And when Martin Luther King was fighting for freedom and end of racism, he did not know that one day a black man will be in the White House. Yeah. Obama, he did not know that. And yet he had forgiveness and yet fighting. He went to jail for 29 times. Yeah. So he was not giving up. Yeah. He was not so compromising. He was fighting, but fighting with love. Yeah. So forgiveness is not a weapon of the weak. Forgiveness is a weapon of the strong, exactly. The brave. Only brave and strong can forgive. And so in the end, now the status of black women and black men like us is better in the United States and all over the world than at the time of Martin Luther King. When I went to America, I was thrown away from a restaurant because I was a black man at a gunpoint. Fortunately that I am alive and I was not killed, but I would have been killed in a restaurant because I was a black man. At that time, this was so bad. And now after 50 years, situations are better thanks to people like Martin Luther King, yes. who forgave and fought for independence and freedom for the black people. Mahatma Gandhi is the same thing. So he said, I don't hate anybody, but I don't want imperialism, colonialism, racism, sexism. The place of women was very poor 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago. Now you can wear trousers and have your fashion and it's fine. But 30, 40 years ago, people would have told you off. Yeah. And so the situation is improving. So we have to keep fighting. We have to keep acting. We have to keep changing the world, changing transformation, but do it with love and do it with forgiveness. But I am not about forgetting. I never forget. I remember the imperialism, the colonialism, the exploitation of women, the exploitation. I remember how I was thrown away from a restaurant at gunpoint because I was not white. So don't forget, but forgive. I forgive.